Hi there, welcome back. We are now on Project 1, Lesson 5. So this is the final lesson for this project, and when you're finished with this, you can submit it. So we've got 5 questions to go over. The Stonebrook Community Bank has just been robbed. Police are working quickly to find the robber and solve the crime. Use your knowledge of expressions to answer the questions about the robbery. Okay, so they give us this expression 68h plus 13 is used to represent the getaway car's distance from the scene when a police helicopter spotted the car on a highway. Identify the meaning of each value in the expression by matching each part to its proper description. Okay, so they're saying that 68 is A, H is B, and 13 is C, so that when we go down to these puzzle pieces here, we can make them match up. So 68 represents A. Let's start with C because that's the easy one. If we are graphing something like this would be a linear equation, okay? And if we're graphing something like this, it would look like this, and it would be crossing the y-axis here at 13. Okay, this B value is at x equal 0 and y equal 13. Okay, this is your initial value. That y-intercept is known as your initial value. So that's kind of an easy one to go ahead and match up. So we can say that C, 13, represents the car's initial distance from the scene, okay? The next two, remember that they tell us that 68H plus 13 represents the getaway car's distance from the scene. Okay, so we have to be looking for things that could give us a distance. Two things multiplied together that could give us a distance, okay? The time it took for the robbery to occur isn't really going to give us a distance. Now, the speed of the car multiplied perhaps by the time driving could give us a distance. So I would say that H is going to represent the speed of the car, and 68 or A, H, let's see if I can undo that here. Okay, so H is not the speed of the car. 68 would be the speed of the car. So A would be the speed of the car, and H would be that time spent driving. So 68, let's say that's 68 miles an hour, multiplied by however much time they were traveling. So H would be that time traveled. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense there. Okay, now what they want us to do is define the parts of this expression, okay? So it's actually not that bad. Anything in front of a variable, well, let's start out with H actually. H is our variable, okay? It's a letter that represents a value that can change and that we don't necessarily know, all right? 68 is in front of the H, it's being multiplied by the H, so it's a coefficient. And 13 is a constant value, okay? That 13, in this case, it's in our initial distance, okay? That is not going to change, so it's a constant value. So let's go down here and see 68 is A. So A is our coefficient. B was the H, so we know that's our variable. Okay. The variable term would be 68H, not necessarily 68, or not necessarily just H. Okay. And the constant term is 13. All right. That's how those play out. Okay, the robber stole $280 worth of $1 bills. He stole some $100 bills, $50 bills, and $20 bills. So which expression could represent the amount of money that was stolen? So we know that 280 is going to be a constant, right? Because it's $1 bills. So 280 has to be our constant. The other thing that we know is that it has to be added. So if I'm looking at my possible answers, I know that I have to be adding 280. This one here has me subtracting, and I definitely don't want to subtract. So I can't do this one. I can add 280 here, and I'm adding 280 here. This one's multiplying by 280, which isn't really going to do me any good. So only these two possible answers take into account the fact that I know I have a constant of $280, okay? Now, the other thing that I'm told here is that he stole some hundreds, 50s, and 20s, but I don't know how much. So I need to multiply each of those by a variable, okay? I don't know that he stole the same number of hundreds, 50s, and 20s. If he did steal the exact same number of hundreds, 50s, and 20s, I could say, well, 100 plus 50 plus 20 equals 170, and I could multiply that by x, and this would work, okay? But I don't know that they were all the exact same number of bills. So I have to have a separate variable for my hundreds, a separate variable for my 50s, and a separate variable for my 20s. So this fourth one down is the one that I have to choose here. Okay, question 4. Most of the savings account at Stonebrook Community Bank are earning simple interest. The formula to calculate the amount of simple interest is A equals principal times 1 plus rate times time. So A is the total amount, P is principal, R is the interest rate, and T is time. Explain what you would need to do to derive the formula for principal amount if you know simple interest, rate, and the amount of time. Also identify the formula. Let's see. Also identify the formula. Okay, so we're solving for P here, and they're just giving you some hints on how to type that. Okay, so basically this is a problem where we just want to rearrange. All right. So we know how much simple interest has been earned, which is our A value. We know the R value, and we know the T value. So we just need to rearrange this equation right here to solve for P. Okay, well, fortunately, this is actually pretty easy. If I were to divide, let's write the original equation here, P times 1 plus RT. I can consider what's inside here, inside these parentheses, as a quantity, and I can divide both sides by that quantity, and it'll cancel it out on the right, 1 plus RT. I'll cancel it out on the right, okay? Okay, and I'm left with that on the left, so 1 plus RT. So P is going to be equal to A over 1 plus RT. All right, that's it. And if you'd like here, you can describe the steps that I took to do that. I divided both sides by the quantity, 1 plus RT. So we get the final answer of principal equals amount over 1 plus rate times time. And that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching, and as soon as you do answer, this last problem, oh, I guess I have one more. I thought there were only 4. Okay. Oh, this one. This is an easy one. Describe a possible real-world context or situation that can be represented by the expression 14x plus 3y plus 250. It can kind of be anything. And so I was thinking about it, and I was thinking, all right, if I go to the vet, let's pretend the vet charges 14, let's see, we'll put it here. Vet charges $250 per visit, no matter what, okay? And then in addition, the vet is going to charge $14 per dog and $3 per cat. How this expression could represent my vet bill. That would be really high, but maybe not. I guess if I had a lot of cats and dogs, it would be worth it because that isn't very much each, and after the initial shock of $250, it would add up pretty slowly. So that for sure is it. And once you have answered question 5 there, you can go ahead and save and exit and submit your project. So hopefully this has been very instructional for you and can help you with your checkpoint and exam as well. And if you've followed all my videos, you should get full credit for these. So thanks for watching.